Hello, my name is Robin Smith and I'm from Business Gurus for You. And what I want to do is to help you improve your negotiating skills. Now, most people think that they're not negotiators or they don't negotiate, but in fact, people negotiate all day long. You may not necessarily call it negotiating, but at one level or another, you are negotiating. Could be business, could be about where you're going to the movies with your partner, but it's all negotiating. What I'm going to talk about in particular is negotiating in a business circumstance, but you'll readily see that actually the fundamental principles are exactly the same, whether you're negotiating a business deal, trying to buy something, trying to sell something, or work out where you're going with your partner for dinner. So let's just think, let's start with what negotiating is. I'll tell you what negotiation isn't. Negotiating is not selling. It's trying to get the two parties to a position where they are in agreement. The other side accepts your proposal and acts on it. It's no good if they accept your proposal and don't act on it. So you want to get the other side to accept your proposal and act on it. What you are looking for is to try and create a win-win situation. Both parties come out of the proposal or the arrangement feeling that they have got a fair result. That's what you want, a fair result. Both parties feel that they're okay. Actually, what's really great is if you can get the other side to think that they've got the better of the deal. So it's got to appear to them, or hopefully appear to them, that, well, as I say, they've got the best of the deal. You've given more than you've taken. Of course, not every situation has to be a win-win situation, because if you're selling a house, you want the best deal. The win-win situation is important if you're dealing or going to deal with these people again in the future. Even if you think you're not going to deal again with them in the future, everybody should be aiming for the win-win. Selling your bicycle to someone you're never going to see again, you want the best deal. Selling your house, selling your car, you want the best deal. Any other situation you're looking for, I'm going to say it again, you're going to get really bored with this, a win-win situation. So negotiating is about compromise, it's about bargaining, it's about coming to a resolution that is acceptable to both parties. Negotiating is not difficult, and it's not a science, it's a skill, certainly, it's not a science, and the fundamentals are very easy to learn. So we're going to consider lots and lots of items over the coming weeks and programs. But let's start with something very fundamental. And this is quite important, not quite important, it's very important. And that is preparation, research. If you don't know everything there is to know about your product or service, and that means all the elements that go to make up it, whatever that may be, and that's essentially not just the costs, but timing and all those other elements and how you want to be paid, if you're not really au fait with that, then you are doing yourself a serious disservice. And of course, if you know the various costs and the various elements, those perhaps are bits that you can give away as part of the compromise, as part of the deal. So something that may appear to be expensive may not cost you very much. So that's one element. What you also have to do is to understand the general marketplace, the market you are working in. Is it saturated? Is it an emerging industry? If you understand the general concept, the general gist of the marketplace at that time, it's very, very helpful. You may have a product that's much, much better than the competition, but if you don't know what they're doing and what they're offering, how can you pitch against that, if you like? They may be cheaper than you, they may be more expensive than you. You may be underselling yourself, you may be overselling yourself. There may be opportunities there that you can fill in missing elements that they may not deliver, they may not deal in cash. You just don't know unless you've done the research. And of course, the other place you want to be researching is the potential client, or if it's a purchase, the seller. The more you know about the other side, the better it is for you and the better deal you can conclude. Yes, we want a win-win situation, but what you don't want to be doing is being the person in the weakest position. Let's just run through it again. A, you've got to know your product inside out and the costings, what you can give away, what is cheapest to give away, what you can bargain. B, what the competition are doing, what they're charging, what their product is, the quality of their product. C, what the general marketplace is doing. Is this an emerging industry? Is this an industry which is oversubscribed? Are you battling against thousands of other people? Or, and finally rather, what is the situation of the party you're dealing with against? Can they even afford to buy your product or sell it? Or if you're a buyer, can they afford to provide the quantity that you want? You have to understand all the elements of the negotiation and the parties before you can move forward satisfactorily. Now, I think that's enough for the time being, because there's a lot to absorb, and yes, it's a pretty simple start and we're going to get more complicated, but hopefully it gives you an insight at least into negotiating and where we're going from there. So I'll see you again. That's me, Robin Smith, Business Gurus for you, and well, good luck and good business.